tells us our glide slope guidance. So we always turn toward the needle and when we're on the approach.
Gotcha.
If you're flying away from it, you turn and
away.
You pull it.
Just like tracking a VOR.
That's right, exactly. Yeah. The only difference is, on this, that doesn't do anything. Okay. It has its own signal, and it will only follow that. It knows that when I put in that frequency, it will send you the 154 beacon radio to follow. Okay, you don't have to tune it in. But I put the 154 here just as kind of a backup, so that'll help me say, hey, if I know if this one's starting to come alive because this is more accurate, I can see that coming alive, so I know that's coming up next.
Right. Would you do your pre-landing check right here?
I would have done it, yep.
Yeah, so.
And I actually already did while you were doing that. I checked, I identified, yeah, definitely before landing check, we got the fuel selectors on both. We got the brakes checked. You don't really have to do that because we don't really have that big problem in because we don't take off with the brakes off. In a helicopter, you'll set them. Okay. Sometimes you'll set them to do slope landing, so when you go to do a fucking running landing, you'll lock them up. Fixture, we'll lean that out just a little bit, just because. Okay. And the carburetor heat, we don't need it yet. And that's why it says, as required for flaps, landing light, we'll put that on. It's already on. So
yeah, we had it on. I just never did that after.
And that's fine. When you're out here at night, it doesn't hurt. No. Yeah. Okay, now he's taking us beyond the outer marker. So when we come around the corner, that should aim at that marker beacon, and we turn it on. And really what we're looking for is when we cross over that marker beacon.
20 kilo, turn right, heading 060.
Back to 06020 kilo.
Okay, now you know that 060 is going to be a pretty,
90 degrees.
Almost a 90-degree intercept, so that course is going to come up quick. And the good thing about this is we can look at it and go, oh, that thing's coming up quick.
And you can do your turn. I mean, it's like, if you're doing instrument flight, they expect you to fly the approach?
Yep, and they expect standard turns. There you go. Okay. There you go, standard rate turn, all is centered. Beautiful. Because he's planning, he's going to give you another turn. The next call will be a turn right hanging of a 120, maintain 1,600 till establish you're clear for the ILS 15 approach. That'll be the next call.
Gotcha.
See, this is starting to come alive. Glide slope is telling us, hey, the glide slope is above us because it's sending out a signal and we're underneath of it.
Yeah, usually there's a little light in this too.
Well, yeah, not in this one.
You gotta pay extra. Be $146 an hour.
Oh man.
So at 060 or a little bit to 065, I mean you have to be, what is the tolerance on the heading?
You're fine.
Charleston approach, medevac last net.
You can adjust that if you want.
Medevac 05, November, Charles approach, Charles number 3011, your radar contact.
No, it's a 055.
Airport, you're landing MUSC.
I guess from my angle.
3011, we're landing MUSC, yes sir. Medevac pilots on November.
There's the airport.
We're seeing this is coming alive, so we know we're getting close to that radio. So this should come alive shortly and should give us a turn. Okay, now this is almost one. That should come alive here about the 1.
Number 20 kilo, turn right, heading 140, maintain VFR, you're clear for the ILS runway 15 approach straight in.
Right to 140, clear for ILS, approach 20 kilo.
When they give you the start, just start that turn immediately. That way, it's not something you got to remember. Which way did you tell me to turn? Your course is coming alive, so you want to keep that turn all the way to 154, and you're actually going to go through it. That's right, you're steepening it up, that's perfect.
What are you doing with the altitude right now?
Maintain 1,600 until established, all the way through 154, because we got to go capture that. He sent us through. Now we'll start rolling out early, because you're going to catch it here. There you go. Give it some time to go catch it. See, it's starting to come back. That's good.
674, Charles approach, Charles 9 3011.
Don't turn it yet. Just keep that intercept.
Okay.
When you hit to that ring, you got it close enough.
Actually out of marker.
When you see it getting pretty close, then start taking that correction out.
Gotcha.
Okay, you're coming up when you start to see it tickling that outer ring. Yeah. Real gentle. Because now we know.
2 Sierra Kilo, contact tower 126.0.
Over to the tower, 2 Sierra Kilo.
Okay, stop your turn there. Let's see if that's going to do it. There you go. Just flip your switch up. Tell them you're on the ILS 15 full stop.
Charleston Tower, 2 Sierra Kilo is with you. ILS 15 full stop.
November 522 Sierra Kilo, Charleston Tower, wind 180 with 4, runway 15, clear to land.
Clear to land, 15, 2 Sierra Kilo.
And now it's drifting to the left, so let's go catch it. You put about a 5-degree correction in, and then take it out. I mean, now roll out. Give little tiny corrections.
Oh, okay.
We want to bracket. Now it's holding, so we know that a 154 will hold it. So now we'll go a little bit left to 150. That should bring it in, and then when we get it in the middle, we'll go back to 154 because that's what was holding.
Okay.
Now your glide slope is coming alive. Now, what I want you to do is put your carburetor heat on now. And once we intercept, some people teach different things. I teach the first 10 degrees. There's that marker beacon. This is when we'd start our time.
Get up and started. You don't worry about it.
It's just,
oh, there it goes. Yeah, that's cool.
So, I'm going to turn that off. Now, coming up on our glide slope, a little bit of a left correction to get that thing back in the center, just a little bit. And now, once that glide slope is in the middle, start to ease your power back to about 1600 RPM. And put your first 10 degrees of flaps in. Go ahead and pull it out. Get it out. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Now don't let the nose dip. There you go. We're going to maintain that altitude. There we go. Just
what airspeed are you looking at out here?
About 80 knots. Whatever you're going to... Now you got to let the nose come down to capture this. Add your power to 1600 RPM and then forget it. So go ahead and put that power in. Now fly that glide slope. A little bit of a right turn and put your nose down. There you go. Get that nose down. About 500 to 600 feet per minute will hold you on the glide slope. There you go. Now don't put too much of a correction because as we get closer, it gets narrower. So it's much more responsive. You'll see how it's starting to creep into the middle. Beautiful glide slope control. Right at about 80 knots. Now if you'll let that nose come up just a tad, it'll... Beautiful. Now just adjust that pitch attitude. Now start the left turn to correct out of there because about a 154. Let that nose come down. You're just flying that X. Let the nose come down. We're looking for about 500 foot per minute. Beautiful. You're on the... Airspeed's looking good. Power's at 1600 RPM. That'll pretty much do it. Oh, there you go. Don't let it drift off too far to the left. And now, what we've got to look at is our descent altitude is 243 feet. So you're about 800 feet above, 600 feet above. So you're just going to fly that heading, looking for 243 feet.
You can tell, like, if you never do this in the soup for real,
A little bit of a right turn. See how it's starting to drift? There you go.
it'd be,
oh yeah, man, you're looking outside so you can see shit. Just imagine if it was just totally in the clouds.
oh man, my personal minimums would be like 800 feet.
Yeah. Beautiful. Don't let that go below. So pull back just a tad. Pull back. Let the nose come up. There you go. That's enough. Nose up just a tad. Maintain. Now you might have to bump in a little bit of power because you're below 15, below 16. Add some power. And let that nose come down. Let that nose come down. There you go. Let that nose come down. Got to chase that needle. A little bit of a right turn. Just, and you can. A little bit nose down. Beautiful. Right about 80 knots. Let that nose come down a little bit more. You're going to hear another light go off here in a minute. It's going to go doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Well, I turned it off. Okay, we're 200 feet prior. Now it's starting to correct back to the left, so come back to the left just a little bit, back to the 154, because that was, let that nose come down. Let that nose come down. Got to go catch it. Now, if you have to pull some power out, you can pull some power out. Pull just a little bit out. Let that nose come down. Let it come down. There you go. Airspeed's looking good. Power, take some more power out so you can descend. There's 200 and that's 243 knots. You have the controls. Go ahead and proceed visually And now you've only got 10 degrees of flaps in, so get another. There you go.
You want to land long?
Yeah, that's fine. Just land wherever.
Okay.
You got the runway made. Slow it back to 65 knots. You got the runway made so you can put your full flaps in. Now be aware of the fact that you're going to get real slow. Push for, add some power. Add some power. Power, power, power. There you go. Relax. There you go. Don't get too slow up here. Okay, hold it off. Hold it off.
Excuse me?
Oh. Take that power out.
I think I was hyper-focusing on the approach, and it was so different,
Well, and and people like to do this.
Good evening, CAC 674 on the visual 15.
They like to say, I like to land long.
Say parking.
Talk to us.
22 Sierra Kilo going to landing.
Number 2 Sierra Kilo, you can turn left on taxiway Juliet or taxiway Alpha, your choice. Contact ground point 901 off the runway.
Then we'll go to Alpha.
And 2 Sierra Kilo, we'll go to Alpha.
Either.
Practice 674, Charles Target, even wind 170 at 4, runway 15, clear to land.
On a fast taxi,
Land 15, CAC
That's
674.
close is good. Yeah, people want to go ahead and do that land long, but it'll fuck you up every time.
Right.
Because your tendency is to do exactly what you did. You're way off of everything you've ever done.
Right.
Hey, slow it back just a little bit. This is fast. I like the fact I normally stay on the center line, but that thing was beating me to death. So.
Oh, this bumps the lights.
The lights. Real nice approach though. Well done.
A good approach, shitty land.
Well, exactly. Well, and it's a tough thing. Okay, slow it back here. Power all the way out and just let it roll for a minute. You don't even need to brake, just let it roll. The tendency is if you're really focused on an approach, making the landing work, now you can add the brakes a little bit. There you go.
Oh, the blue lights are what we follow.
No, the white one out there is where we're going to follow.
Oh, okay.
That's the center. You can start it now.
The blue lights are the edge
The
markers.
edge, that's right. That's right.
Tell you what, man. Get some basic
It doesn't
stuff.
take long, does it?
Oh. I know blue lights are the end, too,
Sure. I know you knew that, and I knew you weren't going to go taxi onto them.
Nighttime is a totally ball game.
That's why they make you come out here and do it
Because you
3 times without somebody on board trying to kill them.
All right.
Okay, honey, I think we'll be fine. I haven't seen this thing at night for 3 years, but we'll be all right. Okay, you're up ground. You can talk to him all the way past there. There you go.
5.8, reback's correct. Okay, reback's correct.
Now you hear there you go. You can turn that. Well, leave the taxi light on. You can turn these strobes off that way. There you go.
Yeah, we keep on.
Yep.
Charleston ground, 2 Sierra Kilos off of 15 at Alpha, taxi to Atlantic. November 522 Sierra Kilo, Charleston ground, taxi to the ramp via right on Golf. To the ramp via right on Golf, 2 Sierra Kilo.
All in all, a great flight.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with it, Hey, I still got a lot of rust to burn off, but...
Yeah, but your tendency, as soon as you pull that power off, I knew the speed was going to drop off because you had been, and you weren't at a normal traffic pattern attitude. So when you pulled that power off, you didn't have full flaps, you weren't nose down, you were driving.
Right.
So all of a sudden,
Right.
and you have to really adjust. Power back a little bit, power back. That's one of my pet peeves is people turn. I like to see maybe a bump on the brakes way out in advance to make sure they're working properly.
Oh, right.
Because, they're whipping up to the corner. Some of these people come up at warp 7 and it's like, oh, fuck, I got no brakes. And now what are you going to do?
You're fucked.
So, I got this brake thing all over the place. People are like, oh, the brakes, oh, the brakes. I said, well,